Can't really see.
Welcome back to Game Devs Play Games, where you can watch games and practice game design. We're back with Kingdom Hearts.
Woo!
VR style.
VR
Because
style.
Tony thinks he's cool.
I do think I'm cool. It's even cooler when I do this. I can't see it. I can't see it. This one? It's this one. No, it's...
And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm just like, oh god, please don't touch the lenses.
Yeah, right.
I'll have to clean it later.
No, we're not playing VR.
Although we could at some point.
Yeah, we could.
I could always ask work if they'll allow me to take home an Oculus.
Take home an Oculus just for shigs.
Although the Vive just got a price dip, so maybe we can still not afford it because it's still $700.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey kid, you're not entering the arena, are ya? This ain't just some match. This is for real.
I'm not afraid. You can decide if I'm hero material or not.
Careful, kid. Danny DeVito.
That's not what he said. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
I could not beat Cerberus on proud mode in the arena, though.
Do you have to beat him?
No, like in the Olympus Coliseum. No, in this one, yes, but he's not as bad here. Later in the Coliseum.
Oh, so like it's a rematch.
All right. I'm glad he doesn't teach math or English.
Yeah.
He's still a toughie, though. He's still gonna be a toughie. Even at this early
So he doesn't
stage.
hurt you when he's just like walking around.
No.
Does his main attack these fireballs?
No.
Or does he start biting?
Yep.
I always find it interesting when like games have bosses that just kind of like walk around and they have like they go through their attack cycles, right? So they like just don't really seem to be aware of your presence until like their attack cycle comes up. Like
Right.
it's very like this is game.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm always so bad at the Cerberus fight, though. Like, it's just because, like, his attacks are bogus. Because it's not really a good way to parry them, and it's like...
Like his bite attacks?
Yeah.
Can you parry his bite attacks?
No, I don't think so, but
I was gonna say, they seem so big. It's like trying to parry a boulder. It just doesn't work.
Well, I'm gonna parry a boulder.
No, Tony. We've played enough RPGs to know that doesn't work. It's how you get players killed.
Ah, shit.
So...
Just make sure it's slow. That's the thing. It just makes for a very meticulous... And look, they're already friggin' dead, all of them. Just...
Do they level up too?
They do. Goofy's at a higher level than everybody.
I mean, maybe their leveling curve is also slower with you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because me and Donald are at the same level, level 11, while Goofy's, I think, at like 13.
I mean, it would make sense if they were affected by the same changes that you were. That's interesting, though. Because I feel like at this point, this is, what, level 2, effectively? I wouldn't think that they would die so easy.
Oh, dude, they just die easy all the time.
Yeah?
That's their thing. Like,
I don't remember what the original game was like, because it's been so long, but...
I'll say if you remember, I don't know if you remember that, like, kind of internet thing for a little while, a couple months ago, or not even, maybe just a few weeks ago, where it was like, touch the floor, or the floor is whatever, and it shows someone avoiding it. Like, the floor is lava, and it shows, like, someone avoiding it, like they're staying on the side. It was a thing for a while. It was like, the floor is something, avoid it.
Yeah,
and so they had one with Kingdom Hearts, where it's like, the floor is healing Sora, and they pasted the face of Donald over it.
I think I saw that one,
And it's just like, because it's true. Because it's painfully true.
Did it get better in the second game?
To be honest, I don't remember.
I might have asked you that already, too.
'Cause I have not played the second game until, oh yeah, this is how we know we're getting farther in the fight, when he starts doing this attack.
Okay, so this is like Form 2. Is this... So he's just like spouting projectiles like crazy now.
Yep.
The first was what, like intermittent bites and then intermittent like fireballs?
Yep, and now it's this thing, which is just, this is basically an easier version of the Coliseum fight later.
Oh, I see. That like attack that's like, I'm gonna spit out something and now the floor is gonna erupt in these like short bursts.
Just.
That's like, it's such a classic.
FU.
Well, it's. I think that's an attack pattern that originated with action
have Cure yet.
RPGs.
That's the problem. I don't have Cure yet. Cure's a great spell.
Yeah, you should get Cure.
I really should get Cure. But like, I'm someone who likes. I use my resources, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have any potions left, so really, I'm just playing to die.
When they use potions, are they potions that you have purchased?
Use.
Ooh. Yeah, they could burn a hole in your pocket real quick.
Oh, it does, yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious, like, where some of these attack patterns first appeared.
Right?
Because, like, Kingdom Hearts was a very early game. It definitely wasn't the first action RPG, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were games like Kingdom Hearts that, like, made some of these attack patterns more popular.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised either. Nope, that's where I died.
Ooh, ouch. Alright, what's the battle plan?
I don't know, not die.
Yeah, we're just gonna try again?
Oh, whoops. Yeah, we're just gonna try again. He's one of my least favorites.
How close were you to beating him?
I have no earthly idea. Not close enough?
Fair?
The Cerberus, like, there's a few enemies in this game that I'm just gonna skip the scenes.
You said that about the last boss.
Well, there's a few bosses. There's a few bosses early on that I just have trouble with, and then there's a point in the game where I just kind of like correct the ship, you know?
That's fair. Do you think that him not really like Cerberus not really paying attention to where you are? Do you think that like makes the boss battle feel does it suspend disbelief for you? Is it like, this is game and I cannot not think of this as game? I guess like my question really is, does it hurt the experience? Does it matter?
Really. No, I don't think it really matters.
So I'm trying to think of like how they might have designed this boss so that it didn't feel so obvious that the
That's
AI was like rudimentary. And like that's not flack on the AI programming. Like this is so early in the time span of games like this that I feel like it didn't matter, and it still doesn't really matter.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I think it's an interesting design challenge to say like, how could you redesign this boss to accommodate the this somewhat non-responsive AI?
Right, exactly. Well, that's the problem in this game, is the AI.
I guess, yeah, through and through, that really is kind of the shortcoming of a lot of this game. Because, like, AI doesn't matter as much with turn-based RPGs. Like, it matters, but it's easier to handle.
Well, because for the most part, you're controlling most of them.
Yeah, and it doesn't require as finite or as, like, as much finesse, I guess. It's more like the AI will be like, when health is X, use X types of moves.
Right, exactly. Where this one's a lot more basic. It's just like...
Well, this one's more complex.
Well, okay,
but that's why it feels more basic to the player.
So yes, I agree with you on that. I understand what you're saying, but like, and this one just says, oh, use this, use health potions frequently, infrequently, or hardly ever, only in emergency. And if you do it too much, then all of a sudden they're always using it, and they're not playing it smart. But then if you put it in the middle, they're still not really playing it smart either. So it's like it's kind of a no-win.
So I think that that type of AI is actually still pretty on par with like turn-based RPG AI. From a numbers perspective, it actually works about the same. I think the difference is that it doesn't accommodate for real space movement, or 3D space movement, rather. So what happens is, like, they just get attacked more frequently than they might have in a turn-based setting.
Right, yes.
So that traditional AI method of saying, like, when health is X, use health potion on, X character.
Right.
It doesn't work as well because it's not as, like, the timing doesn't quite work out like it would have otherwise.
Right, well, exactly, I agree with you on that.
It's interesting, though. Like, I don't think that we could have come to that conclusion in our AI designs until we had games like this, where it like manifested, because on paper it sounds good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely sounds very good. But then application, all of a sudden you realize it's just not smart enough yet, you know?
Yeah, it's a really good case of paper prototypes would not be able to present this information.
No, they really couldn't.
Yeah, that's a really tricky thing to design for, too. Because paper prototypes are usually the first place to look for when deciding on whether or not a design will be successful. And then there's a lot of balancing that happens after implementation. But this is something that would have been best suited to figure out from the paper prototype stage.
Yeah, right, exactly. And the question is, did they know, did they have an idea, or they just forget to look into it?
I'm sure they looked into it. I bet you that they were cognizant of it, but didn't have the means of testing out what the solution should be.
That's fair, because I just think that's one of the problems of this game, is that the AI is just so painfully dumb. Like, so very, very, and that's probably the biggest shortcoming of Kingdom Hearts, at least the first one, is that the AI is so painfully stupid. And like, it stinks sometimes, because like, you need to rely on them. There's battles where it's like, man, I really need the help, and that's what they're supposed to be there for. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I'm not gonna get help here. I get this.
Do you think that giving the player the options of modifying the AI priorities, do you think that's a good thing in this game, or do you think it kind of works against the player? Because I
feel you get an idea in your head of what it means,
right?
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's not how it means. You know, you think it's a lot more sophisticated. And it's not that it's not sophisticated, right? It's not that I don't think it's not a sophisticated system.
It's just not as fine-tuned as you might think that it might be.
That you might be hoping for, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And like, it makes for a really slow fight. I mean, look, this fight's been taking me a while, because obviously I'm not grinding, right? My goal for this playthrough is to grind as little as possible. So it's gonna make this game kind of challenging at some points, where it's like, if I had grind, like, I think when I played in Proud mode, I was at level like 17 at this point. You know?
What level are you now?
11.
Oh. Yeah.
So I might be playing a little under-leveled here, you know? And I'm also playing with I chose a type that I don't normally choose, because again, why not? You know, challenge though. I've played this game a million times.
Yeah, plus I think it helps, like, create more interesting discussions about the game in general.
I'm choose Thunder for a little bit.
Is he trying to attack Goofy?
I don't even know what he's trying to do. Like,
speaking of AI. Yeah, he's like stuck in a loop. Oh, he totally was attacking Goofy.
Well, it's not just that. Like, when he gets into a spot, like this is his thing. He gets into a spot, he doesn't move.
Weird.
Yeah, well, it's the one limitation. It's the Ripple Drive. What the heck's that? See, when you choose different, like, types at the beginning of the game, you get different abilities. So I didn't have Ripple Drive at all at my last playthrough. Because I didn't really have a magic-based character.
Oh, I see.
And right now, magic is just kind of tough. So yeah, I beat him. It took me 2 tries. Not bad.
No,
you know,
man.
I mean, I figured out the system on the second one.
You did pretty good for being underleveled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little underleveled. I don't know how much.
Thus, I do hereby dub thee junior heroes and confer upon thee full rights and privileges to participate in the game. Further,
What do you mean, junior heroes?
you rookies still don't understand what it takes to be a true hero.
Ooh, ouch.
So, what does it take?
I mean, like, he's not totally wrong.
You'll have to find out for yourself.
Well, no, but it's like, you know.
Just the way that I did.
I don't want to have to almost die. Like,
I had to suffer, so should you.
so should you. Although it gets even better in the second game, because that's where Auron is like your Coliseum contact in the underworld.
It's appropriate, but still kind of weird.
It's a young Auron, too.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that Squirt actually beat Cerberus.
Just between us, I'd already worn Cerberus down by the time the little guy jumped in.
My lips are sealed.
So, do you think that's like their way of being like, you're gonna fight Cerberus again, and it's gonna be harder?
Yeah, probably. Probably, absolutely. Hey, look. Let's stab this
what
guy.
up, Cloud, you piece of shit.
Look, oh, I'm all depressed sitting here.
Cloud, that's his shtick, is that he's just sad all the time.
I feel like he wasn't in 7.
Oh, he was. He definitely
he was, but like,
Along with him anyway.
I don't know. Cloud's kind of a piece of shit.
It kind of manifested in a, like, lack of confidence kind of way.
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember 7
To be
very
honest,
well.
I'm not a big fan of Cloud.
But it backfired.
I've never been a big Cloud fan. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I know. I'm not denying it. I think there are better leads in the Final Fantasy series.
I think that people are often attached to, like, their first Final Fantasy most. So, like,
Yeah, I'm a big Zidane fan.
Yep.
He's the weirdest of the... He is the strangest
I know some people that are,
of the lead
like,
heroes. But that's
crazy into Zidane.
But that's why I like him so much, because he's not, like... Yes, he's blonde hair, which kind of... Like, so many heroes are blonde hair, blue eyed. But he's still not, like, classically handsome, right? He's got a monkey tail, and he's, like, this tall.
Isn't he also an alien?
He's also an alien. Yeah, it gets weird. It gets soups weird. La 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 la.
Yeah, I guess
Ripple
even
Drive.
Tidus was blonde hair, blue eyed.
Yeah, but Tidus is probably one of my other favorites, though.
Tidus is annoying. I
him.
liked all the I guess I liked Tidus, but I liked all the other characters more.
That's fair.
I mean, Oran was my favorite, but that was because I was an angsty teen and I identified with him.
Well, now if we're talking about like favorite characters in the full game, I don't know. For me, it's a toss-up between Steiner and Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. One of the best combos there are in all Final Fantasy.
I like Sid.
Oh, Sid's great. Oh, Sid in
In
7.
all of them.
Well, any
He's
of them?
always grumpy. And always a mechanic.
Well, I think what I love about 9 too, it's so theatrical.
Yeah.
9 is a theater-heavy game. I mean, you're a part of a theater company. You're part of a theater, a thievery theater group. I love how that begins. Oh, I love that.
Well, and they make that a thematic thing, like throughout the entire game.
It's a very over-the-top game, and I love it.
Yeah, I really need to actually sit down and play that one.
It's so good. The ending gets super weird. I'm not gonna ever argue that. But the whole journey up to that ending is so worth it.
I mean, for what it's worth, like, all of the Final Fantasies tend to get kind of weird.
Yeah,
at the
but
end.
that one gets real weird. Like, real weird. But I think that's about time.
Yeah, we're a little over time, but I wanted to finish
Yeah, absolutely.
Olympus.
Olympus.
So, question of the day: what are your thoughts on the AI of Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
And I guess specifically like the conversation we had around Cerberus, or would you rather talk
No,
about like
I think we should talk about the AI. We talked heavy about the AI, so let's talk about the AI in this episode.
what specifically should we ask about? I mean, we could talk about the like transition from turn-based AI to real-time.
To real-time AI.
And maybe like
And the difficulties that were presented with it.
yeah. So maybe that's the question: is why do you think that the AI from turn-based to real-time didn't quite translate right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it still works.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
There's definitely some things that weren't quite right. And this,
Right.
was this PS1 or PS2?
PS2.
Okay, so it was still a little bit after like the change to action RPG started happening.
A little bit, but it was one of the first big ones
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
remember. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't done that yet either. Comment on the question of the day and your own personal playthrough and just what we're kind of doing here, because we love talking to you guys. And make sure to check out our Facebook too. We got some cool stuff on there. We're on Twitter. We're everywhere.
Our Twitter's not
Literally.
as exciting, but
But we're excited. We're exciting people.
we have an Instagram too.
Yeah,
That's not GDPG, that's just Affinity
we
Archives.
punch things.
You punch things?
Yeah, punch things.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you.
Well, no.
I just did. Too late, man. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.